Today is April 19th and Saturday. I am interviewing now. It is conducted from New York City and interviewed to Jhumur Bhattacharya. Where is your desh?
I'm born in Bangladesh.
And can you tell me which part of Bangladesh?
The city name is Mymensingh.
Mymensingh city. And you grew up in Mymensingh
The city proper, yeah.
And how was the neighborhood?
The neighborhood was mostly Muslim. Some houses are Hindu.
And now Muslims are majority?
Majority and Muslims are majority and Hindus are minority.
Very few
Very few.
And where did you go to school over there?
10 minutes walking from my house. So it's in the city.
And what is the name of that school?
The school name is Mukul Niketan High School.
And it's a high school. And you used to walk
I used
from
to walk.
your home. And this is also in city?
This is also in the city.
And how big is now Mymensingh city? It must be very big. You used to live very close.
It's a junction, yeah. It's a big city.
You used to live in very close to the business area, means downtown.
Very close to the business area.
So it's the main city area.
Main city.
So you still have that house? Anybody live there?
My sisters, my two sisters, they are still in that city.
So they live there?
They live there.
And is anybody in your family that you know moved from Bangladesh to India?
Yes, my father's two brothers, they moved from Bangladesh to India after 1947. And my mother's family also. My grandmother and my two uncles, they moved also in India.
So you have you learned all this from your parents?
I heard it from my parents, yeah.
And did they tell you how difficult for them to move?
It was very difficult. They are struggling. They did not get any job, but they are happy over. They struggle a lot because they did not have job. They could not rent the house. But after that, they had to survive. They got a little job over there and they survived.
So it was not that easy?
It was not that easy.
And what happened to, I heard that your family moved from, originally you mentioned you were in Kumilla. Why do you think they moved to Mymensingh?
I heard from my parents, even my father said, he was in Kumilla when he was young. He had to move because they are taking his properties, and majority people are Muslims over there. They're taking their properties, and my father had to move to Kumilla to Mymensingh, from Kumilla to Mymensingh. And the same reason, his family also moved from Bangladesh to India for same reason.
So what your parents feel about moving from Kumilla to Mymensingh?
Nobody wants to leave their origin place where they born there, but they had pressure. They had to move because their properties were taken, and they could not go to school. And for the women, the women are not safe over there, so they had no choice.
So you are three sisters, and do you have any brother?
I have three more sisters and one brother.
Oh, okay. So you all moved to Mymensingh.
In the city, Mymensingh, yeah.
And did your father has any business in Kumilla, or he was?
He was so young when he had to move. He was so young. He came here. He studied, and he had to do so little job. After that, he made his own business, and he was okay.
But in Kumilla, he didn't have.
He had so many properties.
So that was all.
He never get them back. He had to move.
So these properties, your parents said that they were taken by the Muslims. And do you know whether they were given any compensation the government, Bangladesh government, did they give any
They're scared to
compensation?
go back. They know they will not get those properties back, but they're scared. Maybe they have to die over there. The Muslim people will kill them. That's why they did not try. They did not go back.
So they didn't get any compensation
No,
either.
no.
Um, do you recall any good incidents and bad incidents to your family due to this partition 1947 and 71? Any, from your memory, did you hear any good incidents?
I heard from my father. Most of them are bad memories because he could not eat. He has no place to sleep. He had to struggle a lot. So after he get a job, very little job he got in a store, then he was happy. But he was upset. He had to move from his own country, own city, Kumilla. Most of them are bad memories, sad memories.
And what part of Kumilla your original home was?
I heard the city name is, I cannot
Now,
recall.
Kumilla is the city.
Kumilla is the
Thakurpara,
city.
I know one place.
It's
Any
not-
neighborhood you can remember? It's
I
in
cannot.
city.
It's in the
Kumilla
city,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. And your father must have talked about his
Yeah,
brothers.
so big houses, big house he had, so many trees. He always used to tell us, now he's not alive anymore, he used to tell us how big the house was, how many trees, how big pond, 2 or 3 ponds, big house. But he had to left it.
And he must be missing his brothers.
Yes.
Now, did you hear from your father that why your uncles had to leave? The same fear?
Because they're scaring them, and most of the people Muslim, they're trying to threatening them, you have to go back, you cannot live here, and they're scared, that's why.
So now your uncles
They're trying to scare them.
Yeah.
And they took so many Jomi places,
the
they
lands
took
and
the lands and
properties.
everything, properties they took.
And your uncles were married at that point?
No,
Your two
they're
uncles?
young.
They were
that
young,
time.
so they just left like
They
that.
just left. They could not take anything with them.
Now, most of the, I don't want to use minorities, but the Hindus were forced to leave their own country,
Yes.
Bangladesh, and went to India, mostly West Bengal. Now,
For the persecution, Hindu
for the
persecution.
Hindu persecution. But on the other hand, you might know that Muslims in West Bengal, they are minorities over there, but they didn't come to move.
Because
go
maybe
to
I have a
Bangladesh.
feeling maybe they are not struggling like us. They feel happy over there, that's why they don't feel like to move.
They do not feel the pressure.
They did not feel the pressure
as the minorities
like us.
in Bangladesh feel.
That's why they
So
don't
that's
move.
a
They're
good
happy
point.
over there.
So they don't have that pressure. They didn't feel any.
They did not lose their properties or anything. That's why they're happy over there. Why? If my father's side and mother's side are happy in their own country, they will not move because of the pressure for the persecution. They had to move.
So that's why the contradiction is here. The Bangladeshi Hindus were forced to leave their own land,
Own
country.
properties.
On the other hand, Muslims in West Bengal, they remained as they were.
Yes.
So they are happy. Now, when you were growing up, did you feel any discrimination between being a Hindu girl?
Yes, I have one memory when I was young. One guy came to sell vegetables in my house.
Was he a Muslim?
He's a Muslim. Most of the people are Muslim over there.
Yeah.
And my uncle, my mother's youngest brother, he was like telling why you are charging so much. Give me some less money so I can buy the vegetable. He said, you are Malawan, you don't have right to like ask for the lower price or anything. It's like I remembered. He
So,
told he's a Muslim.
so is very. Why did he tell your brother Malawun?
Not
He
my
is so
brother, my
young.
uncle.
Your uncle is also
Yeah,
very young.
yeah.
So is it a
But
common
it's like
practice?
common.
They will use
They
that
will
word.
use this word always. I used to heard it all the time. Not they did not tell me, but wherever fight, like when any fight was going on, they always call the Hindu people, you Malaon, go back to India, you should not, this is not your country. Always they used to tell the Hindus. I
So,
heard it.
so this is true that is this true that they use that word?
Always. If even one little child, they know the word Malaon.
Other than that, in schools or colleges, did you feel
Yeah,
any discrimination?
yes. I used to go to Mukul Niketan High School, the school I used to go. Our headmaster, like our principal, used to teach us all those Muslim words, apa,
Pani.
bhai, pani, everything we used to learn it. Nasta, breakfast we used to say nasta because that's how we used to they used to teach us.
So that's not discrimination, but they are trying to teach you their own wordings.
Yes,
kind
even
of.
though the discrimination, I understand the word. Even though there is a fight going on and both parties has same problem and they're same guilty, but the police officer will cover the Muslim, not the Hindu. Always,
Is
I
this a
feel
common
it. Common
practice?
practice, yeah.
Why do you feel like that? Because if probably that Hindu boy was really guilty.
No,
No.
no. I saw
Even,
so many incidents.
even they
Even
are
though
not
they are
guilty.
same guilty or less, Hindu people are less guilty, still they have to pay. Not the Muslim. They don't have to pay anything.
Was this police officer Muslim by any
Oh,
chance?
most of them people,
They
like,
are
yeah,
Muslims.
Muslim.
Now, when the Bangladeshi Hindus moved to India, do you know anybody has been benefited?
Benefited means they get all the
Or
benefits
rather,
from
in
Indian
other
government.
words, due to partition, did anybody benefited? Like Hindus or Muslims or Hindus were forced to go to India, and so they were not benefited. I'm trying to say who were benefited, which group, majority benefited due to partition of India.
I did not get it. Can you explain it again?
Say, since Hindus were threatened
From Bangladesh to India.
and they were
had to
forced to
move.
go to India, so they grabbed their properties. So Muslims were mostly benefited, right?
Of course, they
Yeah.
got all their properties, lands, everything.
That's
And
what I'm
when they
trying to
go
say.
back to get those properties, they did not get anything. It calls enemy property. They did not get it.
Why do they say enemy property? That's your property.
But yes, of course, it's our property. They find if the Muslim people had to go to somewhere, when they come back, they always get their properties. But when Hindu people for their pressure, they had to move to India. After the liberation and everything, after the separation, everything, when they go back and ask for their properties, they said no, those are not your property anymore. They changed the name and everything. They said those are enemy property. Now the government will take it. You don't have any right.
This is really sad and
of course.
unfortunate
Of course.
that your country, your homeland, your property,
It's no
that
enemy
has
property.
been
Government
defined as
take it.
enemy property.
Yes. They make mosque or everything over there.
After all this, do you think, I heard some cases the Muslims helped the Hindus to migrate to India. Did
Yes, I heard it from my parents.
Family,
I heard it from my parents. My parents, so many neighbors, the Muslim people helped them to go to India so they can take their properties.
That is the main reason
That is
you
the
see
main
that
reason.
way?
Yes.
Because I heard a lot of cases that they were helped by the Muslims.
Some. I heard it from my mother-in-law when the Muslim people came to kill the Hindus. Some Hindus, no, some Muslims, they tell them no, they are our relatives. Don't kill them. They are not Hindu. They are Muslim. So there's some Muslim people they saved. Some Hindus, yeah.
But their main idea behind that once they leave, they can get their properties.
It might,
that
yeah.
was one of the
It
good
might,
reasons.
yes, maybe it was one of the good reasons.
Do you think after this partition and after this migration, forced migration, enemy properties, Hindus and Muslims can live together in Bangladesh?
No, you will not get any big job. Even though you have good education, better education, you will never get a good job. It's not possible. When you get the education, you feel like you will get a higher job, higher level of job, but never. In army, you will never see Hindu army officer. Most of them means like everybody is Muslim. So you'll never get a same job like as a Muslim.
What about the security, job security or life security to live in Bangladesh?
It's hard. It's not easy. As a Muslim, when you go to Bangladesh, you will feel like you are like outsider. You don't belong in the city. They will treat you like this. It's hard to live together.
It's still like that?
Yes, still like that. Day by day, it's getting worse and worse.
When you go, suppose visit your sister or mother, you feel that way?
I feel that way. I was scared because after marriage you have to wear the shakha.
Yeah.
And in Dhaka, most of the Hindu women, they don't wear shakha. They don't wear shidur. They can't. They're scared. No.
This is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
They cannot wear because then people will think you are Hindu. So they will attack you first.
So you live in New York and you are wearing your shaka. And
yes.
when we go to Maimansingh in your
I have to hide it. I don't take it off because I'm going from New York. I don't live, but my sister and me, they have to hide it.
So that they to protect their life.
To protect their life, their family, like
you do not want to their life in danger. So invariably you don't want to show that you are Hindu.
So you're gonna be the target.
So that thing is still there?
Still exist, yeah. In the village is worse, but in the city is little less.
Now,
but still you can feel it.
Those Hindu girls or women who live in cities, so in your words, they do not wear shaka. They do not.
Some of them.
It
depends. Very, very little.
What neighborhood you live?
The neighborhood, Dhaka is more scary part, and the village is more scared also. It's scary. And when we do our Durga Puja, they will come suddenly, and I saw it from my childhood. They had to put security to save the Durga Puja because they know also. Maybe the Muslim people will come and break our pratima, break our murti. That's why they had to send 2-3 security to save the government.
So
so they know also. They know also they can break our pratima. That's why they have
to. The government is aware of that?
Aware of that.
So they send the security?
They send the security.
Now the security people, do they do a good job? Or
not really. Not really. When they see, because security people also Muslim. They are not Hindu. So when they see any attack going on, they don't save us. They always take they're like neutral. They don't do anything.
So it's still there? They're still there,
yeah.
There is a possibility it might happen.
The government knows also.
Okay, I am almost done. Is there anything that you feel we didn't discuss or I didn't ask you want to address from whatever memories or whatever you hear from your parents that you want to say something?
So many incidents happened after I leave Mymensingh. To like 2-3 temples, they broke it. They cannot. They used to go to the. I used to see this temple. They broke it. The statue, they broke it. They said no, Hindu people should not exist in Bangladesh. It's not their country. I heard it. So I think we covered everything. You covered everything.
So
Thank
now
you.
this happened in Mymensingh. Now from Mymensingh, where did you go? You said when you left Mymensingh.
I came straight here.
Oh, you came to New York. Okay, not to India.
Not to India.
So when you got married and then you came.
When I used to go to visit India, I saw our uncle. We heard from them. They had to struggle a lot
Okay.
because they could not take any money with them.
Mm-hmm.
They just went with nothing. They don't have money. They don't have enough clothes, so they struggle a lot. I heard from them.
It was not easy.
It was not easy.
So totally, they have to start from the scratch.
Very sad. Very sad.
Okay, I believe we're done. Thank you so very much for your time.
Thank you.
And
You're
it's
welcome.
a nice day today.
Thank
so
you.
we will close. Thanks a lot.